Howdy, folks, and welcome to the second episode of Truth Shots. What a perfectly calm and normal, not fastest at all week we've had since the last one, huh? Totally haven't spent like half my streams talking about how fucked up and on fire the world is at all. Anyways, why don't we go ahead and get on in that? Alrighty, kids, I do believe we got us a tall glass of shut the fuck up to hand out, and for our second honorary recipient, it's gonna be none other than Karoline Leavitt.
Karoline, she's the reason for the word.
Bitch.
Karoline Leavitt, shut the f*** up.
Alrighty, y'all. Now, I know that we're talking about the press secretary of the United States here, so just about anything she says under this administration is deserving of a tall glass of shut the fuck up. But I've received a couple clips in the last week that have just really pissed me off, and I wanted to share them with y'all so y'all would know exactly why I think she needs to close her fucking mouth. Can we get the first one, please?
What is something about you that nobody knows, other than the people that are close to you?
I don't know.
Are you a funny person or are you a boring person?
I don't think people realize that I am silly. I'm funny, I think.
From a
Yeah.
scale of 1 to 10. How
Well, because
funny
when
are
I'm
you?
out at the podium, I'm like getting after it. But I'm not like that in real life. So, you just have to get to know me to know the real me.
She's actually a total dork.
I don't know. I'm just so silly. First of fuck of all, ma'am, why do you look like a cross between Cindy Lou Who and a wine-drunk trad wife? And second, you are the press secretary for one of the most, if not the most, corrupt and inhumane politicians in American history. There is nothing silly about you. You're just a piece of shit, ma'am. There is nothing silly or funny about what you do. Nobody will remember you that way. You will be remembered as nothing more than the mouthpiece for a motherfucker that history will call a mass murderer. Please fuck all the way off with this, I'm just like all of you bullshit. Save it. And a little correction for your friend there. What you are looking at is not a total dork. That is a siren of death who spends her life spreading hatred and lies for the president, and this attempt to normalize her and play like she's just one of us is fucking pathetic. Now, we're not done here. Actually, I got another clip I would like to show you. Can we get that, please?
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. If these communists are given a chance at power here in Washington, D.C., if they retake the majority in Washington away from the Republicans, we will be heading down a communist takeover. Ask the people of Cuba how that worked out for them. They are begging to come here right now.
Some of these kids, and I call them kids because they're in their 20s, and they've never had real jobs, and they're complaining things are expensive. Yes, things are expensive when you don't have a real job.
That's right.
Do you think that's getting traction, complaining?
Unfortunately, I do, because this generation, my generation, I hate to say it, Gen Z and those younger than me have been raised with just silver spoons in their mouth, just getting everything handed to them. That's not the values this country was built on. It was built on meritocracy and hard work, pulling up your sleeves, pulling yourself up from your bootstraps, and achieving the American dream. And we need to protect it with all we got.
Is it laziness?
A little bit.
Is it because the professors said the country's corrupt, it's evil, and we just need to shake them down and hand money out?
It's laziness, and it's the liberal indoctrination.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. If these communists are given a shot the fuck up, I would bet you my last $5 you can't even fucking define communism nor correctly use it in a sentence. Jesus Christ, I am so sick and tired of this Red Scare 2.0 bullshit. And the fact that it is being pushed by people that are around my age is even more goddamn ridiculous. I need y'all to learn the definition of words before you just shotgun them into fucking sentences, please. And can we talk about this bootstrap propaganda she's trying to push? Okay, I happen to know a little bit about you, Karoline. You grew up in a working class home. You come from parents who did make their own way. And I think it's quite telling that you, being someone in the know, coming from that experience, took the shortcut as soon as you found a 61-year-old real estate agent's dick to hop on and get out of that life. Oh, and to that fucking sleazeball sitting across the table from her, old Jesse Waters, talking about, these kids haven't had a real job. Do you see this fucking microphone in front of my face? Me, you, and her all have the same fucking job. Only I'm not wasting my time slinging propaganda in front of an empty fucking field for the president's failed goddamn celebration day. Get a goddamn grip. You're a content creator with a budget. Fuck you about a real job. You know what? This is Karoline's glass of shut the fuck up, but Jesse, I got your own special one for you, little man. You can have the chaser of shut the fuck up. You know, much like my cat's trying to show you her butthole right now, I got a whole bunch of good clips for you to see that we should just all break down together on this week's episode of Jesus fucking Christ. Y'all come look at this shit. Okay, so I promise we got a bunch of clips to get into, but apparently my co-star here wants to make her presence known and has her claws in me. So, y'all meet my cat Mouse. I don't know if she's gonna, nope, she's not gonna partake with us. She just had to make her presence known. Anyways, can we get the first clip, please?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
So, fun fact, folks, that's the first time I have seen the full clip, but I actually saw the rehearsal, and they knew she fucking sounded like that before they did it at the live game. Just so y'all know. Look, I ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings, but if I was in charge of that production, I don't think I'd have let whatever the fuck that was happen. All three of them singing should be fucking embarrassed of themselves. Okay, can we get something that's not gonna be nails on a chalkboard, please? I think even the cat's pissed off.
Knife and gun. Knife and gun. Knife and gun. Knife is behind you. Knife is behind you. By kill for this free.
You know, I saw a few women in that room, and I would be willing to bet that if you were able to measure the dryness watching that was going on between their legs, it would be comparable to the Sahara Desert. I swear to fuck, my fellow men will do, well, them ain't my fellows, but you know what I mean. Men will do anything but go to fucking therapy. We out here putting on a three-piece suit, pretending to bring a knife to a gunfight. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Get a real hobby. Next. You know, legend says there wasn't a box of Sudafed or Astroglide for 50 fucking miles around this performance. Like, what's the fucking point? I happen to know that Newsom wasn't even home for this, and why do they imitate the little air punchy dance he does? This is the most cringe shit I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. And last week we had Asmongold on this motherfucker. Like y'all, again, y'all are never beating the fucking cult allegations. Next!
There is no freedom. We're all slaves. I go to work every day for 10, 12 hours, and I get maybe 2 hours with my family a day, but I have to work to pay all my bills. We shouldn't have to work for all that. Shouldn't be paying for water. Shouldn't pay for power.
Are you kind of like a socialist?
No. I don't talk to people.
I don't think he knows what that word... Why do y'all confidently talk about and use words you don't even know the fucking definition of? This is twice in the same show. One of these motherfuckers has either used or reacted to a word out of context. Or not even out of context. Like, just, they don't even fucking know what it means or use it correctly. This motherfucker thinks socialist means he talks to people. And it's crazy. It's crazy because that is a prime example that these people that are voting against their own best interest know what they are living in is bullshit. They know there's a better way. But because we have spent since World War fucking II trying to put a fear of anything that is not red-blooded American capitalism, baby. You ain't lived under capitalism your entire life if you're watching this, by the way. This is a motherfucking oligarchy. It can't be right. Now, I'm not a communist. I'm not even a socialist. I think we should like come up with our own new shit. But y'all have got to be fucking smarter than this. At least have some discernment. Open a fucking book. Christ. Anything else? Anything else? Can I get something that's going to make me laugh?
A portrait of U.S. President Donald Trump painted with horse manure by a BC artist has sold for $1,800. Vancouver Island artist Wendy Chartrand created the piece using what she calls an appropriate medium, saying it reflects her feelings about U.S. politics. The painting, titled The Dawn of Dung, was featured at the Souk Fine Arts Show, where it sold in just one day.
Okay, now, I know that art imitates life and whatnot, and that is a perfect example of painting the man out of what he is full of, and thank you for taking one for the team by subjecting yourself to that medium. But y'all wilding out here, okay? Maybe we don't have to paint the shit painting to get our point across. But, again, I appreciate you for taking one for the team. We'll at least give it an A+ for effort.
Truth shots.
Alrighty, folks. Now, I know this is the second week of this, and y'all think you're starting to get settled in and comfortable and know what's coming next, but guess what? We already got a new segment for you, and this one is called But Wait, It Gets Worse. You know, kind of like the Billy Mays gimmick, but fucking terrible all the way through, and I could not think of a more perfect target for our first time around than the financial fuckery of Donald Trump.
But wait, it gets worse.
Now, it's no secret to anybody with more than 2 brain cells fighting for third fucking place that Donald Trump is a grifter, a con man, and an opportunist. He will lie, cheat, and steal, shout out Eddie G, to get anything he fucking wants or feels like he needs, or the people around him, if it will in some way benefit him. Did you know that in this presidency alone, he has already made an estimated $2.2 billion fucking dollars off the advantages that being the president gives him? And that's just what we can track, y'all. Hell, this shit is getting so ridiculous, we are even getting what can only be assumed as bought and paid for unskippable ads during political press conferences now. Just last week, seemingly out of nowhere, he threw a shout out to Scott's Miracle-Gro. Yeah, watch this shit.
It's about 700 acres of parks. They're all gonna have brand new, the best grass you can get. Scott's, you know Scott's? Scott's Miracle-Gro. They're doing it. They do great grass. What can I tell you? I got to give them a plug because they did the White House for free. Sir, a friend of mine, a guy that he's terrific. We'd like to give you new grass at the White House. I said, I'll take it. How much? He said, free. I'll take it. One of those things. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now look, as someone who has gotten a few ad briefers before himself, It seemed like the whole first, 10 seconds of him talking there was just him repeating what they wrote down on the paper for him to write. For fuck's sake, even the teleprompter guy is corrupt. Did y'all know that some bitch just got busted making over $100,000 on Cowshy bets because he knew ahead of time what the fuck Stain was gonna say? But honestly, all of that would be considered juvenile compared to what we're gonna talk about next. Because as the title of the segment implies, it gets fucking worse. We're fixing to talk about Truth Social. Because of course, this has become his main source of income at this point. He picks up his little phone, he types some shit into his knockoff Twitter, and all of a sudden the market responds to it. Because why the fuck would it not? He is the most powerful man, at least on this hemisphere, if not the face of the fucking planet, with more insider information than any god in any religion. The market has to respond to him if nothing else. So if you happen to be one of his buddies, you know what the fuck he's fixing to type on there, and you go out and invest accordingly. This is straight up fucking corruption, and that's before we get into the fact that he's fixing to start charging people an exorbitant amount of money to get access to posts before he even hits send on them. It's all a goddamn racket! And speaking of knockoff tweets, how about the time back in April of 25 when after months of fucking up the economy with these bullshit ass tariffs, he just tweets out, "This is a great time to buy," right before pausing the motherfuckers for 90 days, helping usher in one of the most massive transfers of wealth this nation's ever seen. Then once he slapped them back on and everything settled and some of these tariff refunds make their way back to these fucking corporations, they get to rake in the cash and you get told to go fuck yourself. Looking at you, Nintendo. But to top it all off, the worst of the fucking worst, the war. Oh, I'm sorry. The 2-week conflict. Let's fucking hope this 2 weeks isn't as long as the 2 weeks that Iran's been away from having a nuke my entire fucking life. The 2-week conflict that this motherfucker has continually extended so that he can play in your face in the stock market at the same fucking time. So him and his friends can continue to become richer and richer. So that every Friday he can tweet out some shit like, "I don't know if you heard, but I ended the war today," so that the stock market will miraculously rise over the weekend, and then on Monday he has to walk it back with some shit like, "An entire civilization will die tonight if you don't fucking accede to my demands." This shit is ridiculous. People are being killed, both our people and people all over the fucking world, so this asshole and his friends can make some money. And some of you fuckstains are cheering for it. It's goddamn ridiculous. I could sit here all day and talk about ways this motherfucker has embezzled money, the ways he has lied and stolen and done anything he can to get and remain on top. But nothing will ever be worse than this goddamn war.
Truth shots.
Alrighty, folks. Well, this is the time for us to have us a little conversation. And I said this last week, but I'm going to say it again. We have one of my favorite people on the fucking internet here with me. Someone I almost got canceled with. None other than ItsLuke. Buddy, how you doing today?
How's it going, man? The feeling is mutual. I'm glad to fucking be here.
Like, for those of you who don't know, and we're just going to detour immediately, me and Luke are part of a special group of people who managed to make it through the other side of the Unfuck America Tour Stop 1 without getting crucified, because we both immediately were like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, isn't it crazy how, like, you just go, I don't like racism, and also the way things were handled there, pretty fucked.
The way
Wash
they
your
were
hands
I don't
immediately
think they
and
were
nobody
ran,
comes for
my
you.
dude. There was no plan. We just got dropped in fucking Texas. Figure it the fuck out. Everything we told you didn't actually happen.
Yeah, that was a colossal fuck up.
Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, the whole premise, when you really think about it, was fucking stupid. But, like, I think all of us were just like, We're going to go do some good, maybe register some people to vote.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us were in it for good for good reasons.
None of that shit happened. We just stood in the sun, called Charlie and his fucking gang of peons Nazis, and then kind of realized that we were in some bullshit before we got fed white people taco night out of the back of a Sprinter van.
I don't know. A little piece of me is still happy that I had the opportunity to call Charlie Kirk a needle-dick cuck from about 6 feet away, and I know he saw me do it. See, that has value to me.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm never going to regret the fact that I went, just because I know I personally fucked up at least a couple hours of their audio engineer's time.
You were screaming like there was no
everybody
fucking
there.
tomorrow. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Like, I got a highlight reel from, like, if you type in my old name on TikTok, it will pull up just a highlight reel of other people there going, pissed off bartenders out here losing it at the Charlie Kirk gimmick. It's fucking great.
Fucking great.
All right, we're gonna get on topic a little bit. I gotta rein us on in, even though I derailed us immediately. So if you don't know,
you'd be a really
Luke,
piss poor train conductor.
Luke is he's like my other counterpart of being loud about things. I think he uses an appropriate volume and amount of rage, often from the front seat of his car. So if you've ever been scrolling and been like, who is this gorgeous fucking man yelling into my phone at me about the horrible things this administration's doing? That's your boy Luke right there. So, buddy, you know, we've known each other for a little while now, obviously, and, like, we're friends. We talk in, like, real life outside of doing shit like this. But, why don't you tell them some things? Even really, I don't know. Like, how did this start for you?
Started the day after the election, the 2024 election. I had, like, honestly had contemplated posting stuff before the election, but had never really gotten after it. And then the day it happened, I mean, I'm sure you recall, social media was one of two things. People crying or people fucking gleeful. And I remember seeing that video of Nick Fuentes talking about your body, my choice. And it fucking sickened me. I mean, it turned my goddamn stomach to see that and then watch. I mean, it had like 1 million likes in 24 hours. People that were so fucking happy and full of hate. And, like, I had been yapping at my whole family about how fucking angry I was. And my then-girlfriend, now fiance, was like, look, you know a lot about this shit. Why don't you say it to somebody on the internet and maybe other people will like it too? And I credit her with why it all started. My roommate at the time played video games really loudly in his bedroom was next to mine, and so I couldn't do it in my apartment. So I said, all right, front seat of the car, that's where I'm going. Everybody does videos from the car. And that's how it started.
I feel that. I make mine outside because children loud. You know? That's how the fence walk started. It's like, I'm going to go out, have me a little square, get away from the loudness, and then just do my thing real quick.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't regret the decision to make the front seat of my car my thing. The only time it sucks is when I'm traveling and nobody has a car I can borrow. But 99% of the time, somebody's got a car I can borrow.
When I go out, trying to find a fence, luckily hotels, for some reason, will almost always
the back behind the hotel.
But, like, if I don't use that goddamn fence, I'm getting called out for it. Now, like, here lately, I've been using the side of my house, because I don't know if y'all know this, but it is fucking hot in Alabama. And humid.
It's not any cooler in Iowa. It is hotter than a fucking crack spoon up here.
But, like, I'm chasing shade, y'all. When you see the side paneling of my house, it's not that I've moved. The fence is still right there. It's just hot and shady over here. So that's why I go over there. But,
fucking brutal.
So your girl or fiance pushed you into like talking to other people about it online and stuff. And, like, how did you handle, like, when it first took off? Because I know for me, it was just like, it honestly for me, and I feel like I've seen, you know, I've watched your trajectory. It happened so quick for me, and I think for you too, that it's hard to even, like,
oh, it was a fucking
comprehend.
Weird feeling. Because, like, my goal at the RIP was I wanted to make it to 10,000 followers and I'd have a little extra money to pay the rent because you got to have 10K to get monetized. I was like,
10K
man, I really
for
like
that creator rewards program.
Exactly, the biggest fucking screw joke of a program there is. Back then, it was pretty good though. But so I was like, man, it'd really be.
If anybody told you they weren't making money on TikTok and they had over 10,000 around the election, they are lying to
They
your
are a
fucking
goddamn
face.
liar. Yeah, and I was in college at the time, and I was like, man, I'd really like a little extra cash to pay the rent with. And so that was my goal. I started November 7th, and I was like, man, by Christmas time, I'd really like to have 10,000 followers. It'd be really handy. And by Thanksgiving, I had 10,000. And then, like December 6th, I posted my biggest video of all time. If you've ever heard a kid in a Carhartt jacket talk about his dad at a school lunch, at a school board meeting talking about school lunch, it was me. It did 17 million views.
God, I mean, you got me dwarfed by a lot there, buddy.
And it was, that one got me to 100K. I was at 100K by Christmas. And then it just went from there. I mean, it's
been crazy watching you because, like, you know, I remember when I met you, and like I don't remember what number you were at, but I think it was right around the same as me, maybe even a little lower. And then like a couple weeks ago, just curiosity, I don't compare myself to other creators. We all have our own journey and shit. But I was like, wonder what old Lukey boy is sitting at these days. And then about shit a goddamn brick when your Instagram pulled up. I went, God, I'm proud of that guy.
It has been like, so I hit 1 million on TikTok. And my family is very supportive of what I do, but they're like, they don't really know anything about social media. And so I told my mom, like, a couple weeks before it happened, I was like, yeah, I'm going to hit 1 million on TikTok pretty soon. And she's like, oh, that's cool. And then the day it happened, I sent her and my dad a screenshot of it. And they both called me separately, and they're like, so, like, tell me what that means. And I said, what do you mean? They're like, well, like, we don't have any frame of reference. I said, well, I think most people on TikTok have less than 10,000 followers. So, like, it's a pretty substantial jump. And they both were like, they both had the same conclusion separately. They said, we don't really know what that means, but we're proud of you. Keep doing it. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's great that they're supportive. I don't really have the whole going back to my family to talk to them because I don't talk to anybody in my family.
Sure.
But my wife's family has never once, like, questioned it. You know, they just immediately, like, oh, you make your money on the internet? Cool. Like, you taking care of family? We don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
So
I mean, like, I think most people are that way. You ever get recognized out in public?
Oh, dude, it happens to me because I got a relatively recognizable face, and like I hate when anybody says I'm famous or anything like that. But I do get recognized, like often enough that it's not a problem at all. Like if you see me and you want to say hi, please, for the love of fuck, come up, say hi. I'll hug your neck, all that good stuff. But it happens. My favorite one of all time, I was at Walmart. You know how, like, out in front of the deli area, Walmart, they got that little, like, refrigerator tray. It's got, like, the pre-sliced meats and shit. So, like, I'm reaching in there, and I just happen to hear, afternoon, Mr. Bartender. And I look over, and it's the guy behind the deli counter. He just throws his hand up, hits me with one of these, and burns out. And I was like, that is the smoothest interaction I've ever had.
I asked because recently I had the worst interaction I've ever had with a fan.
Oh, no.
I was at the gym, and a lot of people at my gym bring their bags onto the floor because they got, you know, belts and wraps and straps and shit in there. And this guy looks at me, he's been eyeballing me for like 25, 30 minutes across the gym, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? And then he comes over to me, and he says, are you ItsLuke? And I said, yeah. I said, are you a fan? And he goes, before he says yes or no, he's got his bag on, and he reaches in his fucking bag real quick. Immediately, I'm like, oh, shit, I'm about to get kirked. And then he goes, yeah, and he pulls his phone out. He's like, can we take a picture? And I said, yes, but for future reference, please lead with the I'm a fan, can we have a picture thing before reaching into a concealed bag in a state that has constitutional carry. I thought I was about to fucking die.
That reminds me of the dude that was at the replacement for Charlie Kirk. And he's like, but I got something. Have you seen this video? Oh, my fuck. So there's this dude at whoever took Chuckle's Spot's TPUSA event.
Oh,
and he's
boy,
about to,
one of the shitheads.
you know, argue back with the guy or whatnot. And he goes like, but first, and he reaches down towards his bag, and the whole crowd just like, oh, God! And then he pulls out a notebook, and even security's like, you can't fucking do that, man.
You cannot do that.
Like, fuck that guy. He deserved the feeling of fear that he got for trying to take, step into Chuckle's shoes.
Absolutely.
But holy fuck, don't do... in this socio-political climate, it would probably be best for any and all parties involved in any and all situations if you don't make hasty movements towards a bag while speaking in anything political.
Yep. It was fucking
Especially
scary.
if you're walking up to a stranger, like, I mean, we're still strangers. However you want to say it, we're all still strangers. But you're walking up to a stranger from the internet and like, are you? I'm sorry, bartender might have mag dumped your ass.
Yeah, it's like a don't fuck with me on that.
Fucking. All right, now I want to ask you a weird question. It's only weird because the word that gets used, and it's the same one we all ask each other. I'll tell you, these games right here did it for me. That's the Metal Gear Solid series behind me. What radicalized you? What made you, besides having basic fucking empathy and care for the people around you?
You know, basic human decency is the one that really did it. Honestly, I credit books and comic books. I don't know about you, actually I know this about you, not a big religion guy here. Yeah. But when I reached the age of reason, I was like, I'm not really buying into all this shit. And also, like, there's a lot of slavery and excuses for that, and I'm not really fucking with the Bible, but Jesus was pretty cool.
You know, the words in red are fucking great.
Yeah, it's just the people who preach them I can't fucking stand half the time. But so I looked elsewhere for written moral objectivity, and it led directly to, a lot of fantasy books, a lot of, comic books and shit, which it has forever been one of my hotter takes, that I would sooner hang out with somebody that uses Batman as their explicit and only moral compass than somebody who uses the Bible as their explicit and only moral compass.
And Batman's a billionaire who beats up people.
Exactly, but he doesn't kill people.
You get it from, you say you get it from books and media and whatnot, and this is something I'll never, ever not understand. Like, from my generation, your generation, the generation before us too, we all grew up on the same fucking media. Same comic books, same movies, same video games, and all of them told the same fucking story. The government bad, authoritarianism bad, fascism bad. Like, it's all the same in a different skin.
I will never understand it for the fucking life of me.
And then so many people turned 18 and were like, fuck it, I forgot all that shit. I'm just going to go sign up with the bad guys now.
There is no one I hate more than a right-wing Star Wars fan or a right-wing X-Men fan. Two of the most explicitly anti-fascist, anti-imperialist fucking stories ever told, one of which was literally written to tell the experience of a marginalized group in America. And people are still like, yeah, you know what, I like that orange guy, though.
Bro,
I don't know if you watch X-Men 97, but last week's episode, they literally had one of the, oh, fuck, I can't think of the name of it. There's like this anti-mutant hate group. They wear red hats. It couldn't be more on the fucking nose.
So I haven't seen much of 97, but I did watch the clip that come out, I don't know, a year or two ago of Magneto's speech when he takes everybody up in the sky.
Magneto was fucking right.
How do you watch that? Enjoy that? Like, these people enjoy this media and get nothing from it. Every fantasy story ever fucking told comes down to power and the people who abuse it. For fuck's sake, Palantir, the company, exists and is named after the evil goddamn eye of Sauron.
Like, I will never fucking forgive Andoril for naming itself after the Flame of the West, the blade that was broken that is literally explicitly used to fucking kill monsters.
Dude, my knight. So I'm not a Tolkien fan. It's not for me.
I actually don't fuck with the books very much. Like, I enjoy them, but
I big mad props to Tolkien for being that dude in his era, and we would have almost none of what we have now without him. I just don't enjoy shit. Don't crucify me in the comment section, please, or do. I don't care. My knight in the SCA can quote you sermons out of the Silmarillion. Like, he's that deep into that shit. When I told him what they named Palantir, I thought he was going to pop a fucking coronary. This man is also one of the most, like, chill humans on the planet. They call him the Knight of Kittens. He was about to be the Knight of I popped a fucking coronary. He was damn near shaking. He was so fucking mad.
It's a bastardization of one of the most, treasured works of art in history. I could understand being that angry about it.
But they do this shit. There was a tweet from the South African super dork, like late 2024, maybe early 2025, where he's like, "We are the resistance." He invokes like 4 or 5 different fantasy series, and I'm like, holy fucking unself-aware shit stain. Are you? No, you do not get to take the things that got me through some of the darkest
to have
moments
Magneto
of my...
be real, just for him to pay a fucking visit to Elon.
Like, I wish he'd have been in that goddamn space shuttle he crashed into the moon yesterday.
I wish he'd been in that fucking submarine.
Oh, God. Hey, if anybody wants to sign his ass up for a trip on their submersible, just make sure you take a camera that's going to survive this one, okay?
You know, the day
Yell
that
World
happened,
Star right before it goes pop.
The day that happened, I heard about it and went, oh, no. Oh, no. When can it happen again?
Can we expedite the process? Please, skip some more regulations next time.
Yeah, the only thing I want him to do is add an age limit on there, because I felt bad for the kid that was on there.
Yeah, like, of course we feel, because he probably didn't even want to fucking be there.
He actually did not want to go. His parents made him go.
The funniest
because the
part
kid
was
had more fucking sense than his parents.
Yeah. Now, the funniest part was his stepbrother, literally the next fucking day, at a rock concert being like, I mean, my dad's, probably dead, but he would want me to have fun, right?
The funniest part of that whole fucking debacle was everybody talking about how they're alive, and then James Cameron goes, no, they're fucking dead. I've been researching this shit for 20 years since I made that fucking movie. Those motherfuckers are dead. That was my favorite part of the whole thing.
They were dead before the electric signal made it all the way back up to the top.
They never even knew what the fuck happened.
But hey, that AI picture of the I hate AI. We all hate AI. But that AI picture of the fucking Mad Catch controller at the bottom of the sea is probably one of the best uses of it that's ever been used.
I fucking hate AI.
Oh, God, I fucking hate it. But hey, if you listen to the president, if your house is next to a data center, it'll be worth more now.
That's the most brain-dead shit, and I don't understand how he's gotten away with it. How he's convinced three-toothed fucking MAGA farmers that they actually do want to have a data center next to him. Because
I don't think he has. Like, I'm being
real.
This is
I thought that, but there's a city about 10 miles from me that's putting in over 1,000 acres worth of data centers in the next 2 years. And, I thought the data centers pretty. Everybody fucking hates those. And I was at the gym, and I was chatting to a friend of mine that is similarly politically aligned, and some asshole overheard me, and I had said something about, man, I hope they fucking burn those. I hope they burn those fucking data centers down. And he goes, why? I said, because they're a fucking plague on humanity. They are garbage. They're built so that they can drink our fucking water so that assholes can have a fucking robot do their thinking for them. And he looked at me like I had just told him that Jesus had just come back to the planet. He was like, what are you talking about? AI is the future, and we need those data centers. I said, who needs them? The 12 people that are going to have a job there after it's built? I said, you are on your fucking, out of your goddamn mind.
Can we talk about the stupidity of that statement in and of itself, though? He already fucking has that level of AI. Now, there's a whole, the AI rug pull is fixing to happen, and token usage is fixing to get throttled, and all that. But most people don't understand that when they make these arguments, so we're just going to discount that completely right now. You've already got fucking ChatGPT. You've already got everything that you want and need as a regular consumer. You shouldn't be using any of this shit in the first place. But fuck it, we'll say it's here, we're stuck with it. Why do we need more? Why would they need more? Now, I know the
Bear in mind. The same city that's putting in that 1,000 acres worth of fucking data centers has over 1,000 flock cameras and just bought a 10-year Axon contract that is in the millions of dollars for thousands of Axon cameras. That's why they need data centers.
It's not writing on the wall, dude. They come in and put a vinyl sticker on that motherfucker. Yo.
I don't know how you don't see it coming. It is in your fucking face.
You step out your front door. You go on a main road, there's a camera staring at you. You go get groceries, there's a camera staring at you. You can get on the internet and watch people pull up the live video feeds from these unprotected fucking cameras, and you don't think that the AI that you're probably helped train right now is using every bit of that to put a social profile. And I don't want to get super fucking tinfoil hatty here, but let's be honest about things. They are building a travel profile on every fucking person so that they can have data.
Abso-fucking-lutely they
If
are.
for no reason
There's a
other
reason
than to
they've
know
got them
how to
outside
fucking-
gun stores, man.
Like, if for no reason other than to know how to advertise to you, which is still goddamn evil, and that is the base level of evil that this shit is going to be used for.
Oh, absolutely. At the very minimum, it's going to end up used for dynamic pricing. You know,
Like,
you came
if
from
think,
a poor
I'm
section
so
of town.
smart,
We'll make
I'll
sure
just, I'll just fucking paint over I'll use this weird spray that covers my tag so they can't track you. Okay, so the red truck with the tag that's untrackable that still passes by this same camera every fucking day.
Yeah, that comes out of the same driveway. You're not going to beat it by yourself, dog. And it goes back to that same media shit, man. You know how many X-Men stories there are about shit like this? How many sci-fi universes where every civilian is tracked by a camera that's got an AI system documenting what they're doing? Every one of those, it is explicit that the people with the AI cameras are never the good people.
And the lone wolf never takes them down either. Like
the gray man doesn't ever do it.
Like, we make the joke now, the real insert whatever here was the friends we made along the way, because that's literally how this shit works. Like, you come together to defeat the evil. You're not going to do this shit by yourself. If this weird fucking Civil War apocalypse whatever fantasy that they have, that they try to, like, you know, make everybody believe the left will just get shit stomped in, happens, and again, it's not going to happen the way anybody thinks it would anyways, but
no.
Those people would be the first to get waffle stomped down a fucking drain because they're going to be by themselves.
Well, it's the people that are like, I'm a gray man, and then you look at them and they're wearing fucking 5'11" pants, and they've got a grunt-style T-shirt, and they've got a Glock sticker on the back of their truck, and it's like, you are target number one,
like,
big man.
Okay, you're not open carrying. You still, you look like the usual suspect, unfortunately.
Yeah. Everybody in your vicinity that has a head on their shoulders and isn't dead from the fucking Kirk up knows that you've got a gun.
Holy shit, I'm stealing that one. I just need you
like
to
that
know
one?
I'm stealing dead from the Kirk up. Anytime
It's
I'm
pretty
like,
good.
you know, I'm talking but don't 100% know what I'm talking about, I'll go, you know, I'm Charlie Kirkin right now, you know, talking out the side of my neck, but I'm fucking stealing from the Kirk up.
Oh, it's pretty solid. It's pretty good.
I will never feel bad for making these jokes.
Fuck no. Fuck him, and we're about up to a year on the anniversary here. If Republicans thought that 1 year, when it happened with the internet was bad, it's going to get real bad in a month.
Now, speaking of shit getting real fucking bad, man, I want to rein us in a little bit, talk about more than just us being dickheads for a second here.
Fair enough.
ICE, dude. It's been a week for them.
Oh, fuck. I was traveling on Monday, so I missed it there. What do we got?
Well, we had another death at Delaney. Not a protester, but someone that was in custody.
Detained.
So absolutely nothing has changed.
So a concentration camp death is what that was.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're popping them up all over. And that's another, like, how... I keep talking over myself because these things annoy me so fucking much. How do you see an ICE detention facility with what we know goes on in them? It's not like this shit is a fucking mystery.
No, it's not a... You know, like, there's a lot of people that talk about Nazi Germany, they're like, well, some Germans didn't even know what was happening when it was first going. Everybody knows what's happening this time around.
Like...
Everybody knows.
Everybody. And if you don't, it's because you have chosen not to. And willful ignorance in and of itself is not an excuse, but willful ignorance is an
doubly
admission
not an
of
excuse.
Fucking guilt to me.
Yeah. Ignorance of the law doesn't save you in a court, and it's not going to save you in the court of public opinion in 10 years either.
And I don't understand where these fucking spineless, soulless class traders that sign up to be part of this shit, like, get this mindset that they're going to get away with this. Eventually, it always swings back, right? Like, the pendulum will inevitably swing back left. And when it does, like, do y'all not understand we're coming for your fucking heads?
Yeah, it's over. You don't get to do this game again. I have a classmate that signed up to be an ICE agent, and it was exactly who I would have thought would do it. I mean, he was a piece of shit the whole time I knew him. And it gives me a little pleasure that I saw him on an ICE list, and I was like, yep, motherfucker,
Well, and that's the thing. You know these people ahead of time. The one that just killed the person in was it Jersey? God, the fact that this happened so goddamn much that I can mix them up.
Yeah.
But the one the other day with his ex-wife was like, yeah, no, I don't know why they gave him a gun.
That was the one in Maine where he talked
just,
about, he threw her through a glass table.
Yeah, and it's like every fucking time with one of these guys, once we figure out who they are, because of course the administration does their absolute best to hide their identities from the public because they know it's fucking wrong. It's always dude's a wife beater, dude abused his fucking children, the people that went to high school with him are like, I don't know why they gave that motherfucker a gun.
Yeah,
like
he's been a fucking weirdo. He used to play with taking apart dogs in high school. Yeah, it's always the ones you most suspect.
When you appeal to the lowest fucking scum of the earth and you promise them power. Oh, you mean they abuse their fucking power?
Money and power?
Color me surprised.
Yeah. I mean, it's the lowest common denominator. Fucking pawn scum pieces of shit.
You are, like, they're willingly signing up to be Gestapo. And, like, honestly, it's to the point where we should probably stop calling them Gestapo and Nazis and shit like that, simply because I don't think they fucking care. I think they enjoy it.
I think they like it. I mean, a lot of them, they talk about anti-Semitism on the left. It's a layer on the right. A lot of these motherfuckers, I mean, have you the whole thing about the ICE agents that wear the fucking Hawaiian shirts under them, right? That's like a whole
the
sign.
Boys?
Yeah. It's a whole sign.
Yeah. And I hate this fucking the anti-Semitism on the left. There's anti-Semitism everywhere. There's racism everywhere. I'm not going to act like either political ideology stops you from being a piece of shit person. But, and I know you fucking had to experience this too. When I make content that criticizes Israel, I almost always have to put a disclaimer in, hey, just so you fucking know, this is criticism of their government, not them.
I don't get that.
And this is not a safe space for you to come in here and be anti-Semitic as fuck. Because if I don't, people that look and sound like me will be like, what? Yeah, that shit.
Well, I don't get it because it's like, well, by the way, if I tell you that I don't hate Jews and I just don't like the state of Israel because of the government because of what the government's doing, and you tell me I'm being anti-Semitic, that is being anti-Semitic because you are conflating the two when I am explicitly not.
With the old, you do understand Palestinians are also Semites too, right? And then there's never a response. Ever. Never a fucking response.
It is interesting to me every time I talk about the old blue and white. I always lose followers on the post. It's like, I don't know who you thought you were following, but I'm not going to cheer for brown kids getting blown up.
No, I'm not going to cheer for I'm not going to cheer for the state, the nation state that is constantly trying to keep us in this fucking war, has told us to go fuck ourselves a few times. Anti-fascist almost had a deal. Again, I'm not really going to give
bullshit, man. That was stock market
manipulation,
man.
Fucking, I'm not gonna, and that's why this primary that just happened is so goddamn important, because fucking Haley Stevens, $62 million of their dollars.
$60 million fucking AIPAC dollars
down the goddamn drain. Gotta love to fucking see it.
I don't understand. I didn't understand that election anyway, because she literally was saying it out loud. It's not like it was a quiet, like, oh, it's a campaign contribution. No, she's like, I dream of Israel. Who is electing someone like that?
Well, that's unfortunately a good portion of the Democrats, and I always try to, at the very least on this one, be as bipartisan as possible, because it's a bipartisan fucking problem.
Oh, absolutely.
There are more people on the Republican side actively on the payroll right now. I think it's like 250 to the left, or I don't even want to say the left, to the Democrats 150. But it's still a bipartisan fucking problem. And I got news for you. A lot of the same people that are okay with where they're getting that money from aren't actually against the shit happening with ICE right now either.
Yeah, they don't have as big a problem with it as they might like you to think.
There's no way you have a problem with that fucking, there's no way you don't have a problem with the amount of anti-humanitarian shit happening there, but all of a sudden do have a problem with it here, unless, it bothers you at home, but not across the fucking planet.
In which case, you're a sack of shit anyway.
Like, and that's again with these primaries, and I talked about this in a video the other day. You know, yeah, shit on the Democrats for being shitty capitalists all you want, but like, you're not going to sit here and tell me it's both sides, because I'm actively watching people like the Democratic Socialists, or at least the extremely progressive candidates, take over the Democratic Party.
Yeah, and
election by election.
By contrast, the Republican Party is taken over by neo-Nazis. The guy that's in I mean, it might have always been that way. The guy that's in California that calls kids cum trophies is fucking running for Congress, dog.
I was going to say, it really wasn't a takeover. It was more of like a peaceful transfer of power.
Well, I mean, more like a welcoming in.
Those anymore, but
it's like a Pokemon evolution, really.
Like, I fucking hate this shit so bad, man. I guess that kind of goes into one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. So, I know I look like I'm like old as shit, y'all, but I'm only in my very early 30s. I'm 32, but even Luke here is a little bit younger than me. Well, I mean, quite a bit younger than me, honestly. And how is it in your age range, man? Like, how do you deal with that? Because I'm asking you more your experience than how you deal with it, because I don't know exactly what you deal with. I just know what I'm told by the internet, and that's that.
Yeah, it ain't fun.
Is very Republican, very conservative. What's your experience there?
Gen Z men suck as a general rule. I live close to a college town, the school I went to, and that school is pretty blue. That's pretty safe. You know, I wear a lot of anti-Trump shit down there. It's great. I wear anti-Trump shit everywhere because I like to fucking rankle maggots, and I like to let people know that, you know, if you need something and you're not a piece of shit, I'm a safe person to go to. That's the real reason I wear most of it.
That's why you wear this shit. Like, it is to go, haha, like, I will say fuck you to your face, but it's also like, yo, I'm safe.
Yeah, it's I'm not one of them. I look like one of them, but I'm not one of them.
Especially if you look like this, goddammit.
Well, I'm like I'm fairly heavily tattooed. I'm a white dude. Most of the time, I'm dressed like a white dude. Not exactly not exactly screaming progressive. Especially not like, I'm a gym dude, like, not screaming progressive. So that's the real reason I wear that shit. But like, especially in the gym, and that's where the majority of my social interactions with young men my age are, it is astounding how you can have a conversation, you go right along the lines without mentioning names, and as soon as you mention a name, they're like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, you know how many times I've talked about, man, I hate pedophiles. I would like all pedophiles to die. And then they're like, yeah, all pedophiles should die. And then I'm like, especially that one in the Oval Office. And they're like, wait, no. Like, it's astounding. It is astounding. And I thought after the election, I was like, no, maybe they just got lied to and they're not, their frontal lobes aren't quite developed. But the truth is, he appealed to deeper urges that are in a lot of men that are there. Like, we like to pretend they're not, but they're there. I mean, there's that whole thing about, there's that study where they're like, have you ever raped a woman? And it was like 11% of men said no, or said yes. And then they're like, have you ever coerced a woman to have sex against her will? And it was like 40% of men said, yes, I have done that. Because it's just a difference in verbiage. Like, that's there. That rot is there. And that's what it appeals to in Gen Z. That's what he appeals to.
It's weird. It's not weird. It's kind of wild that you brought up the whole, like, you can say the things right up until you name names, though. On this episode, one of the clips that I showed earlier, it's this dude being interviewed, and he's like, everything's expensive. We're all essentially wage slaves. Like, he's saying all of the things, right? And the guy goes, so you're kind of socialist, right? And that's where the disconnect kicked in. The lack of education took over, and he was like, no, I don't even fuck with people like that.
Yeah, I've seen that video. It's like a fucking, like a not a rally, like a motocross thing, right?
Like some kind of thing.
A hill climb racing type shit. Yeah, I have seen that clip.
Any propaganda worked ever, it's the word association of social. Well, I mean, I think that guy might have also just been that fucking stupid.
Oh, he might have been.
But it's a classic example of, you don't even have to lead the horse to water. These folks are standing on the bank fucking dying of thirst, dude.
They are dying of thirst.
They are begging for socialism, not so much communism, because, again, and that is whole, like, when you actually know what this country is begging for is some sort of socialist republic.
Well, I mean, there's no better example than where I live. Iowa is full of farmers who are getting fisted right now. It was, I mean, in March, 25% of farms had fertilizer, and the other 75 didn't because of the fucking war in Iran. And they all kind of went around and they just couldn't do it. And now they are waiting for a farm bill bailout that's coming probably here pretty shortly.
Yeah, it's like right now.
It's literally this week. And as soon as that happens, their support for him will be right back in the bucket.
Government cut me my check. The same people that'll scream about welfare queens and people abusing the system and blah, blah, blah. As soon as the government cuts them that check, they're going to be right back up under his ass, ready to kiss him.
More importantly, they'll be right fucking at the Ford dealership buying their new truck with that government check. It's like these same people that fucking whined and moaned about, those single mothers getting that pack of Oreos with her Snap. God forbid she have something that, it actually brings her a little bit of joy in her life. God damn it, man.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. Fuck her. She can't have that Ben & Jerry's. They fucking whined about that as they walked to the Ford dealership.
You're ready to swipe a fucking credit card because their entire goddamn government subsidy went to pay down the last time they had to do it because they've been a lot. And I'm not talking shit about farmers, but let's be real about what your existence has been, at least most of my life. One government subsidy after another. You have 2 or 3 good years, usually under a Democrat president.
Almost explicitly always under a Democrat.
Fucks your whole goddamn lifestyle up, blames it on the last guy, you eat the fucking bait, hook, line, and sinker, and we got to argue with you on the internet.
And then we have to write you a big fat fucking check.
And then we still have to bail your ass out every time.
I mean, I grew up around farmers. I grew up on a farm. I've done it my whole life, which obligates me to say that farmers are the biggest fucking circle-jerking pricks you will ever fucking meet.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Straight from Luke himself.
Row farmers work 2 seasons a year, and then they sit on their fucking ass.
You will never Farming While Beige. He's so honest about that shit. Like, have you ever seen Farming While Beige?
Oh yeah.
He made a video, I guess, this week. I saw it last night, where he's some ladies blaming immigrants for inflation, and he's like, "Look, I have no vested interest in telling you the truth about this situation. Mostly because the only problems I have are that I only have a half a bottle of Blanton's and 17 fucking cigars left. But none of your problems are from any of the shit you're saying. It's the people you fucking vote for."
Yeah, people with 3 teeth voting for people with 6 yachts. It's a fucking joke.
And I don't get it. One of my first, big viral sounds, right? It wasn't so much the video. The video did maybe 1 million or so, but the sound was a thing on TikTok for a year.
I've never had that happen.
Dude, it's so weird. You scroll and all of a sudden it's your voice coming out of not your face. But really the gist of it was, y'all have been voting Republican your entire fucking life. Because they keep telling you, you put us in office, you ain't gonna be broke no more. And look at you. After 16 fucking years of my life being under Republican control, you're all still fucking broke. Why has it not clicked in your goddamn head yet to not keep doing the same shit and trusting the same people?
That's the thing I have never understood about it. It's like they are not able to grasp the benefits that are given to them under a Democrat president. Like Kamala Harris says $50,000 in a tax credit to buy her first house, and they go, I don't know what tax credit means. So they said, I'm not doing that. Then they vote for the guy who explicitly says, I don't want home prices to go down because I'm a fucking landlord. And they're like, oh, I like that guy. Like it's a real intelligence issue more than anything.
They literally cut their nose off to spite their fucking face, and it's like
it's a Jedi youngling voting for a fucking lightsaber.
It's like they hear the word free, and they don't realize that means for fucking them too.
Well, I think a lot of them.
Everybody to have free health care. Do I want to be the reason some of you motherfuckers got to use it? Absolutely, but I want you to have it.
Well, that's the thing. I want you fuckers to be alive so I can tell you I told you so. Until your fucking ears bleed. But they don't want that. Some of them would sooner fucking die of ass cancer that they didn't have the money to treat because it would have made them bankrupt than have health insurance that they have and that their black neighbor has.
They don't realize they're already spending the money, though. At least, especially if you are in a position where you have health insurance of any kind, You're already spending the fucking money that you're probably spending more fucking money
You
than
almost
what would
certainly
go
are.
towards fucking nationalized health care.
They don't understand the whole thing about how it's the youths subsidize the old by being healthy. Like, there's a whole big circle. And so when you talk about how, like, we're going to lower the Medicare age by 2 years, that doesn't help as much as lowering it by 20 years would. Young people don't need very much fucking medical care, but if they pay in the same amount, everybody gets more money.
But hey, you know what everybody does need? A 50-year mortgage. That was real important to give everybody access to.
That's a fucking thing. I can never remember all of the wackadoo shit that has happened under him. I remember when that happened. I remember when they rolled it out. But I have not thought about it since that day, because it's like, well, the next day I shot somebody.
Time doesn't exist anymore, dude. It just doesn't. Like, an event, this is our daily Groundhog Day ass routine, if you have not caught on yet. You wake up, you read about the fucking horrible thing that happened yesterday, you get mad about it, you go to fucking work, you go to sleep, and you repeat. So you can't remember what all you need to be mad about, because there's always a new fucking thing to be mad about. And sometimes they're smaller things. You know, is a 50-year mortgage going to directly impact your life right now if you're not the one getting the fucking mortgage? No. So it's easy to file into the, well, I guess I'm just not that mad about it.
I'll worry about that when I need to, right.
But it's something that you got to constantly remember, because even if you already own a home to your kids, there are a lot of older people that watch me. Most of them already understand what I'm about to say, but if you happen to be in that demographic and you're seeing me or us for the first time, you might own a home. To your kids? To your grandkids? Do you actually see them ever being able to own one, knowing that a house that cost you, I don't know, $60,000, $70,000 at max when you bought it, is now $500,000 fucking dollars? Where do you think they're going to get that goddamn money? In 50 years, where do you think they're going to get that extra fucking money?
Yeah, you know, while minimum wage hasn't moved in 20 fucking years.
This entire shit is just... And we could talk till we're blue in the fucking face about it.
People tell me a lot, you know, you're not going to change any minds if you're not nice to them. I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't give a fuck anymore. Because
not only do I not give a fuck, but I know that's legitimately false. Because I know that I have changed a few minds.
Oh, I know I have too. I've gotten the same DMs where it's like, and I've this has been a theory of mine for a long time. And it happens, I've never gotten a DM from a woman saying I changed your mind, but men, it happens. And it's because every man has an experience, or several in their lives, where they do something that they should not have done, something, you know, unequivocally bad. And somebody, most likely another man in their life, comes to them and either literally or figuratively grabs them by the front of their fucking shirt and goes, "What the fuck were you thinking?" And it scares the literal piss out of them. I mean, I've had those experiences. I would be willing to bet that you have.
That's part of why I'm so goddamn mean about this, because I want you to understand that you should fucking hate yourself for what you have done. And it's
some of the things you've done, you should hate yourself for.
All right. Before we get real goddamn out there, me and you together can stir up a fucking tornado of shit real quick. It's time we rein this thing on in. So do me a favor and you a favor real quick. Tell everybody where they can, if they don't know where you're at already, all the places they can find you. Hit me with anything you got going on.
If you Google ItsLuke, I've set up one of those handy dandy new Google like profiles. You should get one if you haven't gotten one yet. You could put all your shit in one spot and it will come up as soon as somebody Googles you. So you don't have to say like, you know, this is my username on Instagram and TikTok and shit. It all goes one spot on Google. It's pretty cool.
Okay, I actually need that because I got pissed off bud tender over here and bartender over
it's
here
really
and
cool.
bar threer over here and
it also has like a bunch of analytical stuff, so it can tell you like what people are seeing from your stuff. It's really handy. You should set one.
All right, y'all, just Google ItsLuke if you're interested in this man, and you will find him all over the fucking internet, yelling from his car, trying to give you as much common sense as he can in 60 to 90 seconds. So,
Bingo.
Luke, thank you so much for being here with us.
It was my pleasure.
I mean, I'm sure me and you are going to be texting in an hour and a half about something. We didn't even get to talk about guns. We're going to have you on again soon so we can talk about guns.
We'll get Brian to come with.
Absolutely. If y'all don't know, Luke does a podcast with Brian Andrews. It's fucking great. I got to do it with him not too long ago.
It was very fun. It's actually one of our highest performing episodes.
So y'all go check that out. Go check him out all over the place, and just, you know, give him some love in the comments for being here with us. Y'all know where to find me on the YouTube at True Shots POB for the full show. You can find me on TikTok as Pissed Off Bud Tender. Find me on Instagram and Facebook as Pissed Off Bar 3er. Fuck you, whoever beat me to that, by the way. Threads, all of the places also have the True Shots POB profile. If y'all could go give those some love and some follows, that would be absolutely amazing. Help us grow this thing. Y'all, thank you so much. Luke, I think you know how I wrap things up, so you feel free to go along with me if you'd like.
Well,
but I got to ask all these wonderful people to do me exactly one favor. That would be to keep the motherfucking boots out of their motherfucking mouth. And remember that the golden rule will always remain. Yeehaw, fuck the law. I love y'all. We'll see you down the line.
Truth Shots.
Hey there, folks. POB behind the scenes here. Thank you so very much for sticking around to the end. I hope you enjoyed everything you saw. If you'd like to see some more, you can click that video right there, and it'll get you back into the bar, into the seat, ready to hear all the fun and fuckery we get up to. Also, if you really enjoyed it and you'd like to support, feel free to check out the Substack, the Patreon, or any and all socials. We're everywhere, y'all. And let us know what you'd like to see in the future in the comments. See y'all next week.